Hey everybody, I figured I'd change gears a little bit. Here I have a Athearn F unit. It's in the Pennsylvania paint scheme, and I picked it up from a train show over the weekend. I tested it out. It does run. It took me a little bit to get it that far, just kind of working it back and forth. I think it sat a long time, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take it apart and service it and kind of see what it's about, and hopefully get it running better than it was before. It's missing one side frame. I got a really good deal on it. I think I paid, if I remember right, like 13 bucks for it. And naturally everything was there except for that one side frame, so I was okay with that. I feel like I probably could have paid a little less, but it was just something I wanted, so I went ahead and picked it up. Go ahead and start with taking the trucks apart. These particular Athearns have the tab that runs down the center that you have to pop out, and these hadn't been off in a long time. So it took me a little bit to get them popped open, and I dropped my phone in the process. But I got it popped open, and it didn't look too bad. The wheels are really, really dirty, which I'm going to clean those while we're doing this. But there wasn't like a lot of hair or anything in the gearbox, but the gearbox was really dry. So I'm going to go ahead and add some dielectric grease to it while I'm doing it. I went ahead and popped off a side truck just to kind of see what the side frames looked like. They looked really rusty from the bottom, but they're not terrible on the sides. So I just kind of wanted to see what that looked like inside, and when I went ahead and pushed that one back on. Sometimes, depending on how often they've been pulled off, they'll need glue to hold them back in, just a touch of glue. But that one popped right back in. I'm going to go ahead and pull the other side off and have a look at it too before I go ahead and service the gearboxes. And sometimes these can be a little bit of a challenge, but you just got to be gentle and take your time with it. You can see the wheels are pretty filthy. One of them had some hair or something wrapped around the axle, and I was able to get that off. I went ahead and pulled the light out. You can see the little bracket on the front, it just slips right in. I took the bar off the top that ties the two trucks together as far as getting power pickup from the track. I was thinking about soldering like most people do to get a better connection, but in this case I'm just trying to clean this one up and make sure it works good, so I figured I'd do that in a later video. I went ahead and took a paper towel and soaked it with alcohol. When I say soaked it, I didn't drench it, just put a couple of good spots of alcohol on it and laid it on the track. And then I just take the wheels and I rub them back and forth and turn them as I go. You can do it with the engine running too, but I went ahead and took it apart first, so I didn't do it that way. I just went ahead and did it this way, where you just sit them on the track and drag them back and forth, and then turn them and drag them some more, and turn them and drag them and some more until you get the wheels a lot cleaner than they were anyway. And then I would slide the paper towel to the back or to the front to make a new spot, a new clean spot to wipe the new wheel. And you can see just all of the soot, dirt, tarnish that I'm getting off of the wheels. They're not perfect by any means, but they're way cleaner than they were. I did check the motor. The mounts seem to be in good shape. They're holding the motor really well. The motor didn't want to come out. This is the dielectric grease I was talking about that works really well. I didn't use all of that. You're going to see, yeah, I pulled the screwdriver back out with some grease on it and added it to the other side, and had to use just a little more to finish greasing up the other side of the other gearbox on the other side of the engine. Go ahead and put the wheels back in, and you do have to make sure that you pay attention. The gears on those axles are offset to one side ever so slightly, so make sure you do put them in correctly. Otherwise, it's not gonna want to turn correctly. Those tabs just pop right back in, and then I went ahead and started to work on the other side. You have to make sure you get those little square blocks in there correctly, otherwise it doesn't sit right. Here you're going to see in a second, when I put the top of this back together, that it didn't want to move real easily, and it acted like it was bound up, and that was because I had a wheel backwards. When I said the gears on the axles are offset just so slightly, they really are. And I ended up taking it back apart real quick and fixing what I had backwards, and it starts to move again. Got plenty of power, just the engine didn't want to go. I thought maybe I had a bad connection on one side and it was trying to drag a truck, but it wasn't. Now that I got it going good, I'm going to go ahead and clean the commutator. You see I have my Q-tip with the rubbing alcohol, and I've got the engine running while I rub the wet alcohol on the commutator, and it actually works rather well. Once I get done rubbing the alcohol on and then re-wiping it off, I use the toothpick and the cracks in the commutator to go ahead and clean those out as well. And here in a second, yep, you can kind of see it's got great reaction. It doesn't stutter. It's moving back and forth really, really well. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helped you out on anything you're wanting to work on in the future. If you would subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate it. I'd like to get to 50 subscribers so that I can start doing these live. If you have any questions, please comment and like. And I've got plenty of other videos as well to watch if you want to see them. Thanks.